Hello, Back Porch Stampers. Can you believe we've made it all the way to Friday already? The weeks just go quickly, even if we are still quarantining. So I said it is. But they do fly by. This has been really fun. And keep the conversation going. You know, just because the week is over doesn't mean we need to stop. But I thoroughly enjoying the quilts and the quilt cards that everyone is sharing. I think that is just so much fun. And I'm waiting for someone to come on, so otherwise I'll talk to myself. You guys know that we also do a podcast, and I'm planning our next episode. I'm just going to share some quilt stories. You know, I love sharing stories from you guys, so just be prepared. And I do use names. At first, I only use first names, and I use full names. I use whatever I think. I don't worry about it because I figure if you're posting here, you're probably okay. It's going to be the same kinds of people that listen to our podcast. You know, we're not, we're just in our own little niche here. But I just think we all love hearing everyone's stories. So we'll probably be doing a couple of podcasts, you know, on quilting. But a lot of my ideas for what we talk about there come from here, just from all the different comments. So I copy and paste. So that's so fun. So glad you guys are on here. This has just really been a fun week. So today, for my last quilt choice, I am sharing this gift. I shared this while on Facebook Live from Lori Borntreger, who is one of my downline. But she made this for me for hitting my 1 million in sales. Is that just a gorgeous wall hanging? Love the colors. It's just everything about it is wonderful. And I have to show you even her tag in here. Look, there's a whole nother card there with the heart. I love that. So I have to figure that out. That's okay. Let's just congrats. But it's just lovely. I saw a whole nother idea here. So I said the other day that I needed to start, you know, if I had been a card maker back when I was collecting all these quilts, I would have made more quilt cards. But I made a thank you for her. So it's a little late, but I wanted to wait till we did the quilt card week. So now I'll send this out. And I think it's just fun. You can see where the inspiration comes from. Yeah, it truly is an amazing gift. It's a place of honor here. I just love anything quilted, and I love just all the takeoffs on the things we can do. When I get back to quilting, and if I get back to quilting, you know, I will focus on lap quilts because I love snuggling up with lap quilts, and they're just less daunting than doing big spreads anymore, I've realized. So that would be my new thing. But anyway, I love this. So this one, Heather says she misses making cards. It's been a while that she could make them. The virtual learning is taking all my time. You need to get away from the virtual learning and actually do. I think, you know, we go down the rabbit hole and we start seeing all these ideas. Isn't that really fun? Okay. So I'm actually going to show something a little different from this, but yeah, you can put it down. These are 1/2-inch squares, so they are tiny. And yes, I did do them one at a time, like I've shown in other cards this week, because this was a very personalized card, and I was reflecting for the quilt. But what I wanted to do today was share a really easy way to make square cards that's just not so time consuming. So the whole idea still comes from here.
Should I be closer?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
So I'm using the Ornate Garden, and I took a whole bunch of 1/2-inch strips, and then I just put them all on copy paper. So they're all on here, ready to go. And then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it right here. Okay. Then I'm going to turn my paper, and I'm just going to cut 1/2-inch strips here. I'm only going to do a few because I would actually do this. I'm quicker at kind of my chop and dice. That's kind of what I would typically do. But in just showing the process here, we'll do this. So look I already then have strips. I already have a whole bunch put together. Now I could intermix these. I could have, you know, because these are all going to be the same 5 patterns. But I could use all kinds of designs with this and make it just really a fun thing. So I'll do a few of these. Heather laughs. This weekend she's going to do something. Well, and this weekend is World Card Day. So yes, you're going to have to pull yourself away. You know, I'm doing a free class on Saturday where you create with me. So that more information will be posted here, but all you do is bring 2 6 by 12 inch pieces of designer series paper out of the same pack, so they go together, and then just some matching coordinating cardstock, and we are going to make a double one sheet wonder together with cards. So you can cut along with me. They'll be very easy and fun. And then in addition to that, this weekend, I will be posting links over on Stepping the Back Porch for each time, but you can find them on my website. I think we have, I'll have to count how many of us. We have 2 this evening, bunch tomorrow, and 1 on Sunday, all doing lives, sharing some cool ideas. And a bunch of people doing this are brand new at going on live. And these are my team. I love doing shout outs to my team. I love that as a group, we all encourage each other. And I want to introduce you to a bunch of them. So several of these have chosen to do a first time thing. And we all know, it's so much easier when people are on commenting, you feel engaged. So I'm really hoping you'll come over and support them. That would just be really, really awesome. And we know how much they will appreciate that. Okay, Heather said she loved the class I did the winter cards. Good, so see, it'll be like that. Now they're easy to do along. Oh, well, thanks, Heather. I'll be doing the same thing. Mine will be on YouTube, but I'll have links to everyone's classes. And everyone doing this also is doing a giveaway just for someone who comments. And you have until Monday night to go watch them. So even if you can't watch them live, I probably should use different adhesive here because I'm not exactly sure how I'm doing this, but it'll work. It's all good. So now to build my quilt, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start right there. And with designs like this, I could actually make different patterns. So see, I could make it, I'm going to do like a zigzag. I know there's names for things, but I don't know them. Did you catch the interview I did with Julie Heights, who was on here this morning? She's doing a whole quilt series on her website, and she actually has a block of the month club. Anyway, lots of stuff. So catch that, and she'll be doing it live, so you can see her tomorrow. And let's see. See, I'm just kind of going. But now notice how easy this is and quick. So this is like a quicker way of making. And I think a really pretty look. Now I can just take my extras then and extend out. So do you see how this isn't going to be a square? This could make an interesting card just doing it this way. But let's just say then I want to keep going. Now, I'm not going to do this on, well, I should do this. Well, let's see. I don't know if I have enough glue. I'll have to just re-glue anything that needs it. But notice I'm just going to put these ends right here. When I cut this off, then I'm going to have still these other parts to keep on going. Or I could just cut little parts. The rest of these are just fillers now. But isn't this an awesome way to make a quilt, a quick card? And then, of course, see, these could go in here and keep on going. So I can make it whatever size I want it to be. So I'm hoping that makes sense without doing the whole thing. I will extend them out here. So let me see. And this one, well, I'll just replace any glue that we might need on some of these. But I think this will make a really fun pattern. So I'm going to go right on here. And let's see. I do have more. So let's do one more. This will be the size I'm going to go then. We'll do one more here. So down here, to keep this the same way, we'll be right here. So do you see how that's all zigzagged? Okay, so now, and I'm going to hand cut just because it's easier here for the visual, and I don't know if this glue is dried. Okay, so I'm going to cut these off. And then I'm just going to extend here. I'm just going to make it this size, so I only need these little ones to go in here. But isn't this a fun little, pretty easy way to do this? Put that in, this in. I'll have to post the finished card and we're done because I hadn't decided yet what size it was even going to be. Okay, now I'll cut around this and this will become my square. Now this being a plainer quilt like this. I think I will put it through an embossing folder, and I'll have a fun. Oh, Bargello, yeah, this is really funny, Kathy. I know I did a blog post. I've done a bunch of cards. I don't know if I've done a video. I'm going to redo a video if I haven't. I did one a couple years ago, and it's hard to put a connection. And I could not think of the name of it. I said to Tim, I'm doing this, and it's, time to go on. I said, I can't remember the name of what this is called, and I've done so many cards on them. So I'm wanting to show. So I will come back on and do something with that sometime. And thank you. Words just disappear. So Kathy, I appreciate you saying that. That's exactly what this is. That is, oh, I don't know. I hope you guys can feel my pain. I said it's just elusive. It's right out there, but I wasn't even close in my mind. But it is another great way to make quilt cards. So just know this topic, we could never exhaust it. And I will every now and then revisit and come back to quilt cards because I just love them. And I'm going to be really curious to see if that was in my video making days or if I just did it as a post. But I'll put a link to that just to describe the difference. Can't hear me well. Is anyone else having trouble? I am mic'd up and my thing is on. Are other people okay? Ooh, I'll just try to talk a little louder here. The last thing, someone was posting a teddy bear that they'd made, and I thought, oh, I'll show mine because I've done that too. This is my favorite one, who sits guard over everything. This I made out of, it was a flea market quilt, but it wasn't even all put together. It was just pieces somebody started, and they weren't even squares. It was a UFO, an unfinished project of some, whatever we call those. And so instead of putting it together as a quilt, which is my first thought, I just decided to do this he actually sits. I have a whole bunch of quilts above a white cabinet, and then he sits on top. So it's in my little quilt display. But I made this many years ago. He's really fun. And then out of a really ratty quilt that really couldn't be used anymore. Oh, I guess these are two different quilts. Oh, this one, totally right. If you can see this, so threadborne. I went through and found just the pieces that could be salvaged out of it. And these were the salvageable pieces. I love the well-worn, I just love thinking this is a quilt people used for many, many years. I mean, it's so fun. And then another one. So I've just had a lot of fun making other little things too out of fragments. Those are kind of, yes, if you have any of the leftovers. So she loves his nose. I have to figure out which one. Oh, yeah, this one I actually used to pattern. I don't know, but anyway, that's so fun. So thanks for indulging me in my love of quilts, and I just love seeing back what you guys do. Do we have any other more comments? Titus says great. She loves quilts, and what a great idea. So if you scroll through this whole week, you'll want to go backwards, or I guess you scroll down to see comments. There are so many gorgeous quilts and quilt cards. As card makers, I love that we get inspired by everything and anything. And I just love using this opportunity to take quilts to inspire us by, because I think quilts there's just something about them that so relates to card making and, creating. And I just, and like there's no end to the variety of quilts that you can come up with. And there's no end to the variety of cards that we can come with. So they all go together. They all fit our thing. Oh, thank you, Kathy. She said the sound was fine at her end. Okay, so she's just kind of telling her how to do it. So I said, and I will say I am having some computer issues, off and on all the time. We are going into the Genius Bar this afternoon to my volume. I can't get up to go, there's several things. So it's time for its checkup, so I haven't had one, but hopefully it will run more smoothly, and I just can hardly hear on high volume anything that I'm trying to listen to online, and that's just not okay. Well, good. Marilyn said she's enjoyed this. Oh, I appreciate you guys. And, if you saw the thing this morning, you'll want to go check out Julie's site too, because she'll keep doing cards. But, the topic doesn't end here either. We always show cards, just like everyone's intermixing other cards they're making too. This isn't only quilt cards. It's just this was a week to kind of focus on that, and then there's just a lot of comments about that. But we still want to keep seeing your quilts and quilt cards. Crafting in general, we just share this amazing thing. And if you missed my beginning, our next podcast, if I can get it done on Sunday, because they go out on Mondays, is going to be about quilting. I'll probably do a couple. One sharing stories of quilts, and then one about cards and how it connects. I think it might be too much to cover together in a 10-minute, whatever I come up with, and I may revisit that. So you might hear your name on there, because my favorite thing to do is to tell stories from all you people. It's like story time with Karen and Tim. And, you guys give us plenty of stories, so it's wonderful. I totally appreciate it. So this is really short, unless I did comment to Tim. I said this is going to be the shortest one because it was just kind of a quick and easy thing. But just a reminder, this is World Card Day, card making weekend, and next week is Send a Card Week. So that's where my goal was to do this double One Sheet Wonder free class. You'll make a bunch of cards, and then your challenge is to send them out the next week, to think of different people to send them to, because we don't really need to keep all of our cards, and some of us keep way too many. Oh, well, we appreciate you guys. And I do think if only one person is having an issue, it is something to do at your end with your computer. And I feel your pain, because that's what I've been dealing with my computer. So it is. So if you have any other comments, please leave them in here. I will come back and answer them. And I thank you for spending time from each day of your week. I actually made shorter videos of each of these, just kind of the part that I did, that I will at some point upload to YouTube, but it will not be these where we're doing all the chattering and all of that, because I did want to have a series on there. If people like quilt cards, and they could go through and see the whole series. But appreciate you guys, and this won't be the end of quilt cards, but thanks so much.